Good evening and welcome to Success in the City. My name's Helen Webster and I'm with the lovely
Sandra Scott, and that heavy breathing's coming from our fabulous guest today on her microphone, I think. The wonderful
Fran D'Arcy.
Welcome.
Thank you, Fran. Fran's just had to get up and leg it to go and pick her dog up because he was barking outside. So she's just had a little rush around. So we're having a little bit of a pet thing. Poppy's next to me. Johnny's next to Fran. So all good. So thank you, Fran, for joining us. For those who are keen watchers, will know that Fran has been on before, but Big Help Project have done so much since Fran. I think Fran was in her post for about 3-4 weeks before she came on.
It was a long time ago, Helen.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think she'd only been in the post for a couple of weeks, and so much has happened. We thought it would be exciting to bring Fran back on and explain what's happening and what is going to happen tomorrow and in the next few months. So first we do a shout out to the kids, any little people who've done amazing things. So do you want to shout out to any little people? Fran, do you want to go first?
Yeah, so mine is to our youngest ambassador at Big Help Project, Theo Vasu, and he's just had an award presented to him by Speedo Mick, and he does so much work for us. He's only 9 as well. So well done, Theo.
Well done, Theo. That was amazing. I saw the post of that and I thought, how cool is that? You know, Speedo Mick getting involved and because he's like a cool person as well, isn't he? You know, yeah.
So you've taken my shout out, but it's fair enough because it is with your charity, so you have the right to do that. But that was my shout out as well because we shared it in the week. I thought it was really cool.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm having that as well. How sorry.
Cool, that's right. I'm going to shout out to all of the year 6. So most year 6s will have broken up from school either today or tomorrow or last week. It is their last, they're all leaving primary school and going into senior school. So massive well done for the past, time that you've been in your primary school and really looking forward to like future exciting adventures for them. It's been lovely watching everybody, when they're posting, they have like little proms and little school discos and things, and it's lovely when people are just sharing everything. And a few people, because they've left senior school now, they've done a post of like a little photograph of them when they were in the year 6 prom and then when they were in is it year 11 prom. Is that what they're in now? Yeah. And the difference between them, and you're like, oh, these like little people. So yeah, massive shout out to all the year 6. Have an amazing summer holidays, because the hard work starts in September. So success this week for you personally. Sam, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm winning at the moment, just about juggling. I've got a lot on and I'm really busy and I'm sort of managing everything. And I'm teaching, one of the things I'm doing, I'm teaching beginners Japanese to a gentleman with autism. And we've had to sort of follow a lot of processes, and I've got people who I'm teaching 15 hours a week at the moment, all the rest of it. And I only do half an hour a week with him, but it's making it work, So at first I had to wear plastic gloves and that because he has severe OCD, but we've been able to come away from that now, partly because I forgot to take them and he was all right with it, so that was a win. But it's good, and it's I'm all about anyone can learn a language and it's whatever it takes for that person, so I'm really quite happy. But he's going to need a proper Japanese teacher in about 4 weeks. I can see that coming. So there we go. So I'm really happy that that's all gone well, because I know the carers were really nervous about it and they were so happy that we made it work for them and that, so that's cool.
Brilliant. It's amazing when you see somebody excel like that. It's just, it fills your heart, doesn't it? So it's amazing. Well done. Marty Sang, if you listen to Marty Sang's listening, and he says, and we'll explain how Marty's involved. Fran's landing a plane.
With your headphones.
Fran's in air traffic control. So what's your success this week, Fran?
So mine is my friend who's a mosaic artist, who some of you have met, and she wanted to do something for Pride. So I suggested that she mosaicked a tin bath, which she has successfully done. It on display at the Arts Bar in the Baltic.
Oh, wow.
But I took it one step further, and Johnny, the naughty rescue dog, who I'm currently trying to keep under control, he's having a photo shoot on Thursday in the said bath, and Johnny never gets washed, so that's going to be interesting. But I'm really happy that
Amazing.
he's part of that, and it's worked out
Isn't
well
that
for Natasha.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Well done, Natasha. Well done.
Ukrainian Peace Garden as well, didn't she?
Yes, she
In
did.
the
She's
Baltic
very
as well.
talented.
She just like does specialist stuff with mosaics. Really cool.
Yeah, well done, Natasha, and we'll be looking forward to seeing the photographs of Johnny, the rescue dog, having a bath in the mosaic bath. So my success is that I've just got a new flapjack recipe.
Well done.
Ooh.
It's amazing. So it's about 5 ingredients. Takes
Yeah.
10 minutes. Bang, done.
Brilliant.
So because I'm on my 5 for 50 campaign, because I've only got like 6 months. And so I thought I don't want to leave it like any longer than I've already left it, like, you know, since I was 39. So I thought,
no one in a million years would think you were 50.
thanks, mate.
No, seriously, I'm not just saying that. You absolutely don't look 50. I think that's
it's the flapjacks.
Well, I'm on fit for 60, which so I've given myself 4 years and a month.
Brilliant. But they are gluten-free as well.
Gluten-free, more food for me. Woohoo!
Okay. So there you go. So that's my success. Not as good as yours, but I have got my
brilliant success. That's really good.
So we want to say a massive thank you to Complete Tech Solutions Northwest Limited for sponsoring us. So as part of our this or that, we do the first one to do with tech. Okay.
Yes.
Sam, do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first?
I want you to go first today on this one.
Okay. I'm going to ask Fran first. Okay.
Okay.
So Mark from Complete Tech Solutions and I were having a conversation about backing your data up and everything like that. Okay, so a lot of people don't back their data up. So the top tip is back your data up. And if you don't back it, if you don't know how to do it, Mark will help you. Okay, so if you're backing your data up, Fran, do you back it up to an iCloud or in the sky, or to either an external hard drive or like USB sticks? If you wanted to save something, do you put it into the sky, into the cloud, or do you put it onto a physical hard drive?
Physical hard drive.
Oh, okay, perfect. What about you, San?
A magic cloud in the sky where all the magic information goes to. And the website is backed up on some external hard drive somewhere, and the web person looks after that.
Perfect.
I can't be thinking about anything like that because I don't understand it. It's all magic.
Yeah.
What about you?
So I did do external hard drive. I am now going techie, and everything goes to the OneDrive now. So I back up everything to the OneDrive now, or to the Google Drive, depending on what platform I'm working on. But I do still sort of save everything to my desktop, which I was told off because it takes up loads and loads of space. But I just think, a little bit of security there, I'm having that. But so if you need any techie tips like that, then Mark from Complete Tech Solutions.
He's full of them, actually. He's very, very useful, and he gives loads of advice. And even he said something the other week, there was like some bargain computer if anyone was looking for one somewhere, he recommended on a WhatsApp. And I thought, that's very handy to know people like that, isn't it?
Definitely. Go on, Sam, what's yours?
Okay. Would you rather study computer repair or cooking at night school? Fran?
Cooking.
Yes. Helen, would you rather study computer repair or cooking at night school?
I think I'm going to go a little bit controversial and do computer repairs because I can cook. So to learn a new skill, I'd go down the computer repairs. And I am quite sort of techie. I am a little bit like, and I do, I'm not amazing at tech, but I can get by. So I think if I had a little bit more knowledge, I'd be, So I think to learn a new skill, I'd go down the computer repair. Yeah. Okay. What about you, San?
I can cook, but I would do cooking because I struggle a bit with stuff like that and would just rather another person did that. Definitely. Yeah, sorry. But I thought your answer was excellent.
Okay. Fran, we're going to find out a little bit more about this as we go on. Okay. But for a charity event for you personally, okay, you've got to physically do this. Would you rather abseil down the cathedral or
Remember that.
do Strictly?
Definitely Strictly. I'd like to keep my feet firmly on the ground. Definitely.
What about you, San?
Well, I probably would have said the cathedral, but when we went last year, Anna Sexton, who's also been on our show, abseiled down the cathedral. And when I looked at it, I thought, oh God, no. And that's typical of me, the type of, oh yeah, I'll do that. And then be horrified when I saw it and like back out and be mortified. So I would rather do the dancing, although I absolutely, as everyone knows, fall over my own feet and I'm hopeless. So Martin Sang's doing it.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk. I don't want to give much away. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Yeah. And Marty's already, he's abseiled probably loads of, but he abseiled off the Radio City Tower, didn't he? Dressed as a cheerleader.
In a cheerleader.
Yeah. I'd rather do Strictly, but to put myself out the comfort zone, because I'm exactly the same. I like to have my 2 feet on the floor. I'm like, not a lover of heights, but every time I go, because Phil's done it about 4 times, the abseil. Every time I go, I think, yeah, he loves it. He probably does it like for fun. Yeah,
I did not know that.
And every time I go, I think, oh, I really should do it, but I think my left leg would go, and I just wouldn't be able to do it.
Oh my
but
God!
I think I might next time it's on, Fran. I might do it.
Okay, I won't hold you to that.
I might push myself to do it. Yeah. Cool. Okay, Stan, your second one.
Okay, Fran, in line what we're going to talk about today, partially, would you rather do a Charleston or a tango?
A Charleston, because I think you can have more fun doing a Charleston.
Helen, would you rather do a Charleston or a tango?
I think a bit like Fran. I think I'd rather do a Charleston because you can be a little bit goofy and a bit, but I think to learn the tango would be phenomenal. What about you, San?
I'd rather do the Charleston because I think you might be able to be slightly less technically accurate and get away with it. The tango, you see them, they're just like, they've got to be perfect. And they go, your finger wasn't pointing quite right. Do you know what I mean? Oh, God, no. Charleston. Hilarious.
Fantastic. Okay. It's raining outside and my favourite food is pie. Okay. So I've just had pie and chip. I've just made pie and chips. Fran, would you rather have mushy peas or garden peas with it?
Garden peas.
Ooh. What about you, San?
Yeah, I'd rather have the real food. Garden peas, please. Yeah. As though you were bringing them to me then. You'd be like, garden peas, thank you, with my pie. No.
Mushy peas. So mushy peas with chips and pie all the way.
Oh, no. They're just like something for making like a sculpture out of. They're not like real food. Yeah, I think they're awful.
The barrow fat peas.
Oh, they're dreadful. Psychedelic green, glow in the dark things. They'll be banned, in the next 10 years, they'll be banned like other foods from years ago.
Go on, son, your last go.
Okay. My last go, a bit different now. So Martin Sang said Fran's land in a plane. Would you rather have a flying lesson or go-karting?
Go-karting, I would say.
Oh, flying lesson, hands down.
Flying lesson, hands down for me too. Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brilliant. Well done. That was good. So we know a little bit more about Fran. We have been talking dancing and charity fundraising and things like that. Fran was a guest with us, like I said. I think she'd been in post for 3 or 4 weeks. It hadn't been a long time. You hadn't really settled into the role. And now it's like you've been there forever, Fran. And the amount of stuff that you've done in such a short space of time is absolutely phenomenal. So I'd like you to take us from joining Big Help Project. Explain a little bit what Big Help Project is if people don't know what it is, because it's grown so much in with the offerings that you do now as well. So explain a little bit about that, and then everything that you've been doing in the past. How long have you been there now?
I was going to say that. How long is it?
About 16 months, I think.
Wow.
Oh, it seems longer, actually, you know. I thought it was longer than that. I did, you know. I would say it's just like 16 months since you've been on the show then.
Wow.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. So over to you, Fran.
Oh no, thank you. So as Helen said, Big Help Project it's a local charity we started about 12 years ago. And if you live in the Knowsley area, you've probably heard of us because Knowsley Food Bank's part of the services that we offer to people. So we provide any help and support that's people related. It's a full wraparound service. So we might have people that come to us for a food parcel at the food bank, but then we find out what's going on. So they might be in need of a job. So we'll help them get a CV written, interview tips, even an outfit for their job interviews. They might have got into debt, so we help them manage their finances better and become more independent. Or they might need a bit of welfare advice as well. We also do baby basics, which is where we provide a Moses basket with everything that mum needs for the first 3 months of baby's life, and we put little toiletries in, chocolates in for mum as well. So it's anything people related, really. We do well-being, we've got a yoga studio. And then when I first started there last March, it was just as the war in Ukraine had started. And our CEO, Peter, called me in and said, I'd like you to lead on setting up a support group for the Ukrainian community as they arrive into the city, which is something I've never done because I think I said on the show last time, I've always been a fundraiser, organising events, supporting people with their fundraising. But with that, you are very close to the cause a lot of the time. So this was an amazing opportunity to really get hands on and provide that service. So we just started off doing tea and biscuits and some games for the children on a Friday, and it just completely took off, and the support we had was absolutely phenomenal, and that kind of became my full-time job. You know, I wasn't really meant to come in and do that, but I think there was such a need for it, and you know, the people of Liverpool and Merseyside get behind these things, don't they? We don't just sit on our laurels. We want to really support people when they're going through a tough time.
And just to interject there, Fran, just so people know how committed and how seriously you took this show, you learned Ukrainian for this. You did, and you didn't just do the 6-week course. You did 12 weeks because you went on, didn't you? And the 4 of you did it, and you went right through. And when we say a 12-week course, it's really, really fast paced. It's like 2 hours a week. And it's accelerated learning. So what you learned was phenomenal, and we sort of did it a bit bespoke, didn't we? That specific she needed with the lovely Ukrainian teacher we've got, and that's the extent of your commitment, really, to make people feel welcome and that. So this wasn't a half-hearted effort, was it?
Not at all, no. And I think when the Ukrainian community have come here, we've got an expectation that they're going to learn English. You know, so I always think that we should make an effort, even if it's just to say hello, how are you, introduce yourself. It's showing that, you know, we're making the effort with the cultural exchange.
Yeah.
And our CEO, Peter, has been really passionate about that. You know, they celebrate their Christmas shortly after ours, their Easter. We've put on bespoke celebration events to mark those occasions. So they feel like they are, you know, still taking part in their traditions around those holidays, albeit they're not spending it with loved ones because not all of the loved ones are here. But, you know, it means that they can come together and do their paisanka decorated Easter eggs or have their St. Nicholas's Day, the week before Christmas, where the children get their chocolates and their presents. And it was such an amazing experience because you think you know everything about people. And I'm a firm believer in you can learn something new every day, even if it's a really small thing.
Yeah.
But I was quite moved by a lot of the stories, and I got to know a lot of the mums and the females that came over on their own.
Yeah.
And I've made some lifelong friends, I would say, although on a professional level. And then I kind of went to Peter and said, look, Ukraine is not in my heart and in my mind as much as I want it to be. I don't speak the language. I said, could we take someone on, you know, as a Ukrainian engagement officer? And Anna joined us. And that's been phenomenal now because everything's getting done much quicker because the language barrier is not there. And Eurovision was such an amazing platform for our organisation. And, you know, the Ukrainian community, giving them opportunities to be part of that. And the city came alive, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was like being on holiday, when
Yeah,
Eurovision was on.
Don't get me started on Eurovision. And it was just the best thing that's ever happened in the history of the world. But one of the things I noticed, so I was very, very lucky, as we know, to go to 2 of the events, and a kind person gave me a ticket for the semi-final to go with his partner. And I said, "Are you sure?" He said, "No, I really don't want to go." And the way he said it, I can't say on it. But anyway, I was very lucky and got his ticket and went with his partner. His partner's Ukrainian. She's lived here since about 2008, I think. She works in the pharmaceutical industry, real high flyer, all the rest of it. And she just was like really moved when she came to Liverpool. She said, "I feel like I'm in my," emotional. She said, "I feel like I'm in my country." They had flags there and everything. And even when we went to the venue, we had a Ukrainian food stand, and she was like, "Ah!" And so I got the dinner because they give us these tickets. I bought the food for, and his daughter and friend, and we all had a meal each, and it wasn't even dear, for the arena. When you go places like that in London and that, it's through the roof, as we well know, Alan. It's so expensive, isn't it? And the food was reasonable, and they had Ukrainian food. She said, "I cannot believe the effort the city, she does a lot of work in Manchester and Derbyshire and different places. And she said, I just can't believe the effort they've made." And her daughter's Ukrainian, and she brought her daughter through. Her daughter was a baby when she moved here, but she speaks Ukrainian. And Peter, who is also doing, which you'll talk about the event, he'd done this event in the hotel for the Ukrainian community. And so I messaged him, and she came to that, and she just said how the difference, how, she just found it incredible, the effort that people in Liverpool had made.
I think for Liverpool put Eurovision on behalf of Ukraine, and I think the underlying message was that Liverpool weren't hosting it. Eurovision, Ukraine were hosting it, and we were just sort of helping them along. In the way. And I think that was the message that was through absolutely everything. And I think, things that you've done, Fran, and the Big Help project, by engaging with them and bringing, I think bringing somebody in and giving them a job is just phenomenal, for, as you said, for language barrier, for culture, but then it also for them to integrate into our community, for us to integrate into their community. It's just an amazing offering. That's happened. I'm just moving the dog. Move.
And it hasn't stopped there. We had a team of 3 that went out to Ukraine last month because we're not just concerned about what's happening here. Peter's very mindful that that the war is still going on in Ukraine, and he wants to see what we can offer from Liverpool, from Big Help Project, that we can get over there.
Wow.
So that is a real commitment, to it, and it's a privilege to work for an organisation that is so, outward thinking.
Yeah, definitely.
Very proactive. And I know when I went to one of your events before the winter started, when we had all the issues with the energy costs last year, didn't we? And you were doing these warm packs, and they were going around with a bus for people to sit on. So it's like, they help everyone in need, don't they, in lots of different ways, really. There's a lot you're doing as an organisation.
Yeah, but we couldn't do that without the support of people like yourselves, helping us to raise our profile and going out and giving talks, and our amazing supporters and fundraisers. It's like a cake, isn't it? All the ingredients.
Yeah. So talking fundraising, we've got an exciting fundraising event coming up very soon.
Oh yes, so Strictly Fever has most definitely entered the Big Help building. This is an event that Michelle and I, my colleague Michelle Duckworth, have worked on at a previous charity. We've been asking Peter if we could put this on for ages, and he finally gave in when we superimposed his head onto Bruno's body at a staff conference.
Brilliant.
So he couldn't say no then. So yes, we're organising our Big Help Ballroom event, and we have successfully recruited 14 participants. Wow. And when we were trying to recruit people, we were saying, do you like to dance? No, I can't dance. I've got 2 left feet. Oh, you'll do. That's what we wanted. That's the right answer. So Yes, so our participants are going to have 8 lessons with a dancing professional, and they will learn a 90-second routine which will be performed in the town hall, Liverpool Town Hall, in the ballroom on Saturday the 23rd of September.
I'm very excited about this.
Yes,
it's amazing.
We're really
Absolutely.
excited.
And for people who think 90 seconds is, is it just 90 seconds? 90 seconds is probably one of the longest things, and you've got to learn the routine. You've then got to walk out and, be part of that, and everything else that kicks in alongside. But the 90 seconds when you're physically doing it, will be a long time, but it'll be an absolutely amazing, and it'll be a memory that you'll have for your life. I know a few people who've, previously done different, Strictly events. And every single one of them just love it. So Marty Sang is listening in, and he is one of the dancers, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, Martin was one of the first people who put his hands up and said, "Yeah, I'll take part." And tomorrow we've got our special launch event, so all will be revealed tomorrow, Martin, who you're going to be dancing with and what dance you're going to be doing.
Oh, amazing. And it's massively, massively out of Marty's comfort zone. He doesn't even like standing up and talking in front of a few people. So to put himself forward and, learn a dance and shows the commitment and to the charity, really, and to the work that you're doing, Fran, you and the team are doing. It shows that everybody believes in what you're doing. So a big shout out to Marty Sang as well.
Marty's been on the show, and then Peter is doing it. He's been on the show. Yes. Who we just mentioned before, who has Hotel Anfield. And Mike Broom, who's sponsored the show as KCF, he's doing it as well, isn't he, now as well?
He is, yes.
Amazing.
So we're very appreciative because obviously
look what happens when you come on our show. You come on our show and then you get to do all these amazing things.
Sang will be doing flick flacks and Arab Spring and all kinds of exciting things because he's very acrobatic.
So what's the launch that's happening tomorrow then, Fran? Where is it and what is it?
So it's at the Art Bar on Hope Street, which is opposite the Everyman Theatre, between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. So it'll be an opportunity for all the participants to meet each other, meet their dance partners, and find out what style of dance they're going to be doing. And also the event's being sponsored by Maxwell Hodge Solicitors and Amazon. So it'll be a chance for them to talk about why they wanted to support the event. And we'll have a couple of the judges there as well, which will be really interesting. And it'll just be a nice event for the family, friends and colleagues of people taking part as well. Because, it is a big commitment. Sorry. I know you love me, Jenny. You can't take part. It's a big...
We'll get your photo shoot on Thursday, Jenny.
It's a big commitment, because everyone is busy working. They've got their own businesses, and it is a commitment to the charity. But we like to make sure, Michelle and I, that they get the most out of it because it's a really personal challenge as well.
Definitely.
It's you've got to train for it, and you get to know your dance teacher and have some really good experiences. And a lot of people carry on dancing after it. Which is really nice to hear.
I can imagine somebody going and getting the bug and really wanting to carry on. And to be able to dance with a professional, to be able to do anything with a professional, is an opportunity of a lifetime. No matter, if you've got a professional in any field and you're able to spend time with them, then that's an absolute gift. So my mum says, have I volunteered? No, I haven't volunteered.
Yes, he's 30 professional dancer.
I can sort of dance, so I think it takes away the I'm still waiting for Anton to ring me anyway.
He will.
He will, definitely.
He will. You'll dance with Anton Dubek.
I will dance with Anton Dubek. It's on my vision board. So then September, did you say, Fran? How can people support you in September for the actual event?
Yes, so on Saturday, the 23rd of September, we'll have the big event in the ballroom. So tickets will be available if you want to come and support Martin and the other participants. So tickets are £50 each, and that gets you a 2-course meal by Carrington's Caterers and an evening of entertainment as well.
And supporting the charity as well, which is amazing, isn't it? And me mum, me and Mike had smashed.
You absolutely would.
I'm not a professional dancer, though I wouldn't be able to teach you.
Big, yeah.
I've never done ballroom. No, so people can come along on the night. Is there anything that you want, from people to be able to support?
I think if people can follow it, our social media, and share with people what's going on. And if you know somebody who's taken part, we encourage them to make banners. You can come in with your banners into the town hall. We take over the ballroom, and we try not to get on the tables and people are dancing, but there's a real good atmosphere in the room. So just sharing more on the social media. We're going to have a hashtag, which is hashtag Big Help Ballroom as well.
Okay, I'm going to put that on our social,
Yeah.
on our thing now. Hashtag Big Help
Ballroom. Yes.
Ballroom. Okay, so anyone can follow that. They'll be able to see what's going on, and follow that and share everything. And if you can, get a ticket. Are there any other ways that people can support it? If they didn't want to go on the night, is there going to be raffles or donations or anything like that?
Yeah, we'll be holding a raffle on the night, so if anyone would like to kindly consider donating a prize, and if you can't attend the main event, there'll be an audience vote as well. So we're going to have a judges winner, which will be, I know, look, Sandra's so exciting. It's going to get so competitive.
I'm excited.
There'll be so the judges will give their scores, like you see on the programme, and then there'll be an audience winner as well, who I'm sure will win the hearts and minds of the audience and people watching at home, because we're going to live stream it as well. So if you follow our social media, you'll be able to watch it from the comfort of your own home as well. We'll have a Big Help Ballroom party. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's ace.
That's so cool. We went to was it the Lord Mayor's charity ball we went to one year, Helen? That's our photo on the profile.
Yeah.
Success in the City. We had that as our little picture on there, and that we had an absolute hoot.
It was beautiful in there, wasn't it? It's a really lovely venue, isn't it?
Food was amazing. The venue's fantastic. It's such a good night out. We had a really good time. So, and I've seen stuff like this before, and I thought, I'd love to go one of them. I volunteered for one at the Titanic, not to dance, just to help people. And that was really cool. And they're so nice, and everyone was so professional, but a lot of people, they've got like big families who go and cheer them, and it's really important to have the support there, I feel, for the dancers as well, because it's a big effort, isn't it, for them?
Absolutely. When they walk out onto that ballroom floor, which is sprung at the town hall, which is why we wanted to have it there, you're in front of 200 plus people, but
don't tell Martha.
Just a couple
of people going to watch Martha.
Yeah, just 5. But the whole room gets behind every dancing couple, which is really nice. And we have a green room where people can have their nerves settled, and we'll be doing people's hair and makeup.
Amazing.
Some people get a spray tan as well, which is part and parcel of it, isn't it?
Sangy and Michael will be up for that.
I was going to say, Martin Sang, Mike Broom, and Peter Wilkie would all get spray tans. Really cool.
Brilliant. Shay from last week, so our lovely guest Shay last week is listening. He says, "Good evening, girls. Just popped in to say hello. Much love to all, and much love to you, Shay, and everybody."
And that event's escalating. Helen and I are in the WhatsApp group for that, and there's all. I tell you what, talk about action. There's
proactive people, super proactive people. I'm really looking forward to sharing all of their stuff as well. Fran, I know, it's the big launch is tomorrow. Can you give us any hints of who the judges or any of the pro dancers? Can you give us a little preview, or is your lip sealed?
Well, one of the judges is somebody from Big Help Project. 2 are from the companies that are sponsoring our event.
Okay.
And the 3rd is a coach off The Voice, and that's all I'm going to say.
Ooh, how good is that?
And the professionals, we've got a number of dance schools locally in Liverpool involved, and that's all I am going to say. All shall be this time tomorrow. Everybody will know who they're dancing with, and they'll have the photograph taken with them, and they'll be getting their first lessons booked in.
Exciting. I can't get in because I'm teaching till 6:30, but I'm very excited about it. I think it's dead cool because we know a few people who were in it as well, so I think it's brilliant.
It's ace. It's dead good. I'm dead excited for everybody who's in it because it's going to be dead cool.
Yeah, we're coming definitely. Yeah, that's what I said today.
Thank you.
The tickets, and Phil's coming, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I think it's very exciting.
We'll get loads there, and we'll support everybody.
Yeah. Definitely.
Brilliant. So apart from the big ballroom, which will be taking up a lot of your time, what else is going on in the a Big Help that people can get involved with? What sort of things do you need at the moment, because it is children's summer holidays coming up and stuff like that. So what support can other people give?
Yes, so at the moment we're doing a collection drive for The Drive, which is one of our projects on Finch Lane. So last year, we The Drive were really supportive of the community when Olivia sadly lost her life. So we help a lot of families in that area, and we're just doing collecting items such as socks and tights and bits like that, for when the children go back to school in September. I know they're only just breaking up now, but it's so that families can plan and they know what they've got for them. And then we do stationery drives as well for the children as they go back to school as well. And we're always.
So is there anything particularly that you're looking for then that we can put a little post out, and if anybody wants to drop it off or support in any way, then they can?
So mainly like the grey tights that little girls wear when they go back in the winter, the white ankle socks, and not leaving the boys out, like grey socks for the boys as well, for mainly primary age. And our offices are open Monday to Friday, 8:30 till 4:30, and we're on Bowler Street, which is just off Shield Road, and our building is called Hope House. So if anybody would like to drop them off, that would be great, or we can always arrange collection as well.
Brilliant. I love that. And it's quite easy, because lots of supermarkets and places like that sell them now. So if you are going around with your shopping and you can just put one extra item in, the difference that makes to somebody is amazing.
And even so you might have stuff you brought your kids. You know what kids are like, and then they grow massively out of it, don't they? Or baby stuff. I saw a little ad, I nipped into Aldi for some milk before, and they had a brochure. And they've got like 5 baby grows. They're beautiful, all pastel shades for £2.99. So £3, just something like that. And when you're a mum, I was in London when I had my son away, and friends here, they sent stuff down to me. And you open it and you've got all these nice things for the baby, and it's just lovely, And to imagine not having that, that must be very difficult. And people are in all different circumstances. There's all different reasons why they're without things, and the support you get off others just gives you strength in times of need, doesn't it? So I think that's fantastic.
Absolutely,
definitely. My mum said that she's going to ask in the ladies' club. So Fran's like, hang on a minute, I'm just going to move this dog.
Their ladies' club's fantastic. I mean, they've done some baby things for you before, haven't they, Fran?
Absolutely phenomenal. They keep coming. Every so often, a carload arrives, which is fantastic. And they're such a lovely group of ladies. I had a wonderful afternoon, and Michelle came with me. It was nice to see some old friends there as well, actually, and meet some new ladies as well.
And it was lovely, Fran, when you were you went to speak about the Baby Basics project, didn't you? And they'd asked all the ladies to collect, and they'd collected baby grows and bibs and all sorts of things. And whilst Fran and Michelle were there giving the talk, I think Michelle got a call and they needed 3 baby basic, like of the Moses. So somebody had, I think a social worker or somebody had rang to say, do you have? And it was lovely that the people who've donated were there when the call came in to say what we're doing now. There is a need for it, and the impact of being able to imagine, being able to take this Moses basket with everything. And I love the way, Fran, that you put a little gift for mum in. And for somebody to be able to have that, the pressure and the relief and the stress. And I think, as you just said, Sandra, somebody else is thinking of you.
Absolutely.
It's just so thoughtful. And you know, again, I've seen firsthand lots of different things that the Big Help Project does. I know I've been interpreting one of the job centres up in Kirby one time, and there was not the job centre, it's a restart programme, and they were so helpful. And the girl said there was a lady there with twins who'd come over with her husband. Her husband had a job here. She stayed at home with the twins, didn't go out, didn't speak English, didn't speak to anyone. He was the breadwinner, and he just went away and left her. And she's absolutely in a desperate situation. So the people who work in the restart, I'll tell you what, there's just all they have is empathy for the clients. They will do anything to help them. And they said to her about the Big Help, and your shop, you've got a shop around the corner there in Kirby, a community shop, and she was dead up because they can go and spend a tiny bit of money but get loads of food and, you know, explaining. And you just see firsthand that government agencies locally are referring them to your charity to get help with that. You know, I've seen that firsthand. Seen the Ukrainian people we were doing English with, and you've got more that's still going on for different people, you know, and just you support so many different groups in our society locally, like from, as you were saying, debt counselling, food, clothing, everything, you know. I think it's just such a good project. And even helping a bit, we did a bit helping in the food bank one time in the warehouse, and like it's dead nice what people give them. People will put chocolates in, so someone's just got something nice that they would never normally have, you know. Just people are kind, they really are kind, I think.
Definitely. I was having a look, Fran, on the social media of the Big Help Project, and you're opening a school or a training facility or something in Southport?
Yes, so we are looking for apprentices, chefs, because one of the things we want to be able to do in terms of increasing our food offer, because at the moment we're feeding about 1,500 people every week, which is just phenomenal. That's just from the Knowsley base. And, you know, we get a lot of food that is saved from going to landfill.
Yeah.
I think it was 27 double-decker buses worth last year. But we want to be able to take some of that food and make it into meals. So say somebody who can't really cook at home, when they come for their parcel, we can put 5 or 7 prepared meals in, and they can just put them in the microwave or heat them up in the oven. So it's going to be a wonderful opportunity. And we've got a partnership with Southport Football Club as well. Their stadium has been renamed as well. So we are going to be promoting that as well if anybody would be interested in the apprenticeships to be trained as a chef.
What a great opportunity, you know, for someone really. And a lot of people in Southport, they don't always have the opportunities on the doorstep.
Absolutely.
We have in the city. They are just a little bit that way out. And if it's an hour for a young person to come into college in town, you know, so it's nice as a facility there as well, isn't there, really?
It's great, isn't it, for a young person to get a skill, you know, so they're going to get a skill for themselves, but then be able to give something back is amazing. And again, you know, we're talking about the impact of people. There's a lot of different circumstances, you know, why people can't cook. They might, you know, they might be able to cook. They might just be maybe going through something where they're just not able to at the moment, and they need a little bit of support. So to be able to get some healthy, nutritional, home cooked food, is a massive, you know, for their physical and mental well-being, to be able to have, you know, rather than going buying a packet of cocoa noodles or whatever, if they've got a proper, you know, traditional, you know, home cooked food, which is, you know, all labelled and nutrients and everything like that, is amazing. So Jan Railton's listening, and she says, "Evening, lady." So big evening to Jan.
Evening, Jan. Yeah, I think a lot of people, you get a lot of elderly people, and when the husband or wife or partner dies, passes away, they're on their own and they just can't be bothered anymore. And I know my father-in-law, one of the reasons I started doing his meals for him years ago was he'd eaten raw chicken, and he thought it was from M&S, and he hadn't put it in the oven, it was in breadcrumbs, and he just ate it, and he was ill for 3, and I was like, oh my God, you know. And that's when I started cooking the food, the meals, and I think it's really important, you know. There's definitely a need for it, you know, and I think it's a very proactive charity, isn't it? You know, they're not reactive, they're thinking in advance, they're trying to find the source of the problem and dealing with things. I think it's excellent, but it's just grown massively, hasn't it, Fran?
It has. Even since I've started, it feels like we're doing so many more projects, you know, and I think we do think about the whole picture of someone, the well-being. Even if, you know, phoning up to get their food, they have that conversation with the food bank's staff.
Yeah.
That might be the only person that they might speak to that day or even that week.
Yeah.
You know, so we take the time and the effort to ask what else is going on. And, you know, a lot of our volunteers like to volunteer again for the social side. They feel part of the Big Help family, as we call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when
So how do people volunteer? Sorry, Stan, go on.
I was just going to say, when I was dropping stuff off, because we had some stuff from the office, didn't we, Hal, that we didn't want anymore. And when I was dropping that off, the ladies at reception are there, and I can hear them giving advice on the phone about managing with the water rates and stuff like that was going on. So it's really practical as well. It's like helping people to help themselves as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. And the drop in the Big Help information point, you can turn up between 10 and 2 at Hope House Monday to Friday without an appointment.
Yeah.
You know, that for a lot of people, it makes it more accessible, and the staff take the time, and then they might refer them on to an internal team. So they're not being rushed out. You'll have to come back another day. You can take the time, find out what's going on, and then, you know, help them sort out whatever's going on at that time.
Brilliant.
Amazing. So we were just talking about volunteers then, and volunteers are the lifeblood of every charity. And you know, you were talking about people volunteer for their own, for themselves as well, you know, for friendship and for, you know, a sense of purpose and for something, you know, to get up and get out for. So if people did want to volunteer, how do they get involved?
So we've got a volunteer coordinator, Nicola Saunders, and if they get in touch with the Big Help Project, they'll be able to have a chat with Nikki and find out what opportunities we've got available. Or if you go past one of our community shops, we've got one in Bootle, Dovecot, Huyton, Prescott and Kirby. If you go and have a chat with the shop manager, then they'll be able to say if they've got any opportunities there and talk you through the process.
Brilliant.
And it's not a case of just turning up and being a volunteer. There's a, you know, there's a nice little structure, and you get some training and induction. And you get an induction, and you know, you're not just thrown in at the deep end. It's a really well structured program, isn't it? You know, for people to get involved in.
And there's that ongoing support there as well. You know, even if you've been volunteering there for 3-4 years, and there's something that you need help with, then we will support you with that.
Brilliant. Amazing. Keep on doing all the fantastic work, and really
we had the firewalk we did, didn't we?
We did the firewalk. That was that
was nearly a year ago. It was last September.
Was it?
I couldn't remember. If you'd have asked me when that was, I'd have thought it was about 6 months ago, the firewalk. We did it with Dave Murphy, didn't we?
Murphy, yeah. That was good, that.
I loved it.
That was a nice event.
I was scared, and then the guy was so good how he explained it, though. It was
really brilliant. Good. He was really good. It was a really lovely little event, wasn't it?
It was a nice atmosphere, wasn't it? Again, everybody cheering everybody on.
Lovely.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about the firewalk. Yeah, that was amazing. That was a really good thing to do. So if anybody wants to get involved, they can either contact us and we'll put them in touch with Fran, or pop into any of the shops, or you can call into the to Hope House on Bold Street, and it's the Bowler Street, and it's the Shield Road, and that like a big glass building, isn't it? It's got a funky front, hasn't it, to it?
Yeah, on the near the corner,
First block, when you go on Shield Road, it's the first block, isn't it? It's that more or less, yeah.
And it's quite close to different bus routes and things, isn't it? You know, so it is easily accessible. So amazing, brilliant. Thank you, Fran, for giving your time up, and you're super busy. We know you've got your event tomorrow.
Thank you.
We wish all of the dancers, you know, and the professionals and the judges, and you know, the behind the scenes people doing the spray dance, everybody who's involved, they're all doing their part to make an amazing event. So super excited for that. Yeah, brilliant. So do we have any red faces this week?
Yes.
Brilliant.
Mine's not so bad, but you know, the kids have broken up and everything. So I have a client who pays half a term in advance for 3 kids. And I do loads of lessons with these kids and everything, 3 brothers and sisters. So I'm sat there, and she messaged me and said, oh, blah, blah, about talk. The kids want to do lessons in the summer, as you do. And I'm there, and then I get a message. She said, oh, the youngest child said, "Oh, you're not online," and I was like, "What?" And I realised, and I was like, "What?" I thought, "Oh my goodness!" And they had still wanted the lessons today, and I didn't realise, so I had to jump on super fast.
Oh.
Sat there like lady. So I was mortified because I've not done that before with these people. So that was all right. So then we had the lessons, and I was just teaching for an hour and a bit then, so that was okay. 2 hours, in fact. So that was my little red face this evening. What about Cal?
I think I'm okay, I think I'm doing pretty well at the moment. I haven't done anything majorly embarrassing. But Sue Parkinson's listening in, and she says, whereabouts in Dovecot is it? So it's not Dovecot, Sue, it's Kensington. So behind Shield Road, you go along Shield Road, and then you turn right where Bowler Street is. If you go up, is it the Belmont pub? Do you turn left at the Belmont pub? Is it the Belmont? What's the pub on West Derby Road? Is it the Belmont pub on the corner?
No,
it's
no,
it's the big pub on the corner.
Yes, sorry, it is the other side.
The Belmont pub, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going up towards the Grafton, the Belmont pub's on your right. Turn left there by Shield Road, and then I think it's the first or second on the right, isn't it?
On the right. Yeah, we do have a shop in Dovecot, which is on the Dovecot shop parades, which is kind of off East Prescott Road.
Yeah. So that maybe that's where what Sue's talking about. Sorry, Sue, my bad. Yeah, where the Dovecot shops are. Everyone from Dovecot knows the Dovey shops, don't they?
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe she meant the other.
Yeah. Cool. I don't think I've got a red face. I think I'm okay. I don't think I've done anything.
What about you, Fran?
I think mine was when I was running before to grab the dog, and I left my camera on.
That was all right.
That's all right. That happens every time. Like the dogs.
Dogs. Helen has like dogs and cats turn up, and the cat's even walked across the keyboard before now, hasn't it?
Yeah. He hates humans until I come on Zoom, and then you just see this like orange thing get moved across. But the dog's sitting underneath under my feet now, and she keeps on like wiggling and knocking the desk. That's why the camera's. She's so shout out to the grown-ups, any grown-ups who've done amazing things. Do you want to give a shout out to any grown-ups? Fran, do you want to go first?
Yes, so we've had somebody do Tough Mudder for us.
Ooh.
Which it was Paul Hennessy from Adapt Training. So well done to Paul for taking on that challenge, and thank you for supporting us. Well
done, Paul. Yeah, Tough Mudder's amazing. We were talking Tough Mudder last week with Shay and the gang when they asked me did I want to cycle to Conway, and I said no, thank you. And then they said something to do Tough Mudder, and I said, oh yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. So dog, what you doing today?
You can't never work with children and animals. You can't predict behaviour.
You got any shout out to grown ups, Sam?
And I was going to say, do you remember we had the girl from Park Palace Ponies on?
Yes.
A long time ago, didn't we? And it's not just her though. There's a lot, she leads it. She's lovely, but there's a lot of volunteers. Bridget, that's it. I was checking the name. Bridget from Park Palace Ponies, because they do everything to make it accessible, and they've had a hell of a knock because they thought they were going to have this woodlands and it was taken away from them. They'd already set stuff up there. So they were quite disappointed, but you know what? They pulled themselves up and cracked on, and they've got everything going on down in Toxteth where they have Mill Street End, and now they set it up so they take it to the North End, so they take it to Aintree, so kids can go, they can access free riding lessons there in the summer and things like that, so people who can't normally afford to access horse riding can go and do horse riding. And well done to Aintree as well for helping and supporting them with that. You know, I think it's excellent. A lot of inner city kids would never ever have a chance to go on a horse in a million years, you know. So absolute shout out to Bridget and all the people at Park Palace Ponies.
Definitely. So my shout out to all the grown-ups is it is summer holidays. So I'm going to give a shout out to all of the teachers for, educating our little people for the last, you've done amazing. You've now got a great summer holidays in front of you. But massively, the HAF funding is available. So there'll be lots and lots of community venues who get some money from, the council and the government and put on little holiday clubs And part of it is that they have to feed the children, so they do healthy activities and they feed them as well. So please support them, and if your child or anybody you know does go to one, a lot of it is run by volunteers, and just be respectful of everybody, and be grateful that people have given their time up in their summer holidays to look after and support the families that could possibly. We're lucky we're going to do some stuff with the Salvation Army, which is ACE, and Penny Lane. So it's an ongoing thing. We do it every summer, and it's lovely because you just get out and the ice cream man turns up and the kids get an ice cream and it's all free. And they're just nice little events, to take the kids out and just let them have a play outside and things. But there's lots and lots of community stuff and summer camps and things going on around the city. So well done to all of them, and support them and just be kind when your kids do go. And be grateful. Yeah, cool. A book or a podcast that you're listening to, something that might inspire others. Who wants to go first?
Fran? I'm going to see Lucy Worsley at the Philharmonic in September about Agatha Christie. So I'm just reading her book about that before I go to see her.
Oh, and what does it involve? Share.
It's just talking about Agatha Christie's life and what influenced her writing.
Oh, that's interesting.
Really interesting, and I love history. And I love listening to Lucy Worsley. So so it's something a bit different.
Definitely, that's a really cool one. That.
What is about she you? Historian with the little bob?
Yeah, she is. She always wears really nice dresses and little jackets.
Yeah.
How did you get to find that out, Fran?
Advertised. I've seen it, but I didn't know what he was.
I've not seen it.
I just watch her all the time, and I really wanted to go and see her live. And then I saw she was on locally, and thought, brilliant.
Brilliant! I love that. That'll be really interesting. That'll be a really good day. What about you, Sam?
Well, I'm listening to a thing that's a bit different, because normally I'm all about business books and stuff like that. I'm listening to an audio book, You Only Fall in Love 3 Times, which is really inspirational. It's really cool, actually. It's quite interesting, depending on people's circumstances, but it's very good. And at first I was like, I'll give this a go, but I've really enjoyed it, actually. It's just food for thought, really. It was really, really good.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, really liked it. So I've really enjoyed it.
Excellent.
So, what about you, Hal?
Well, I've just finished The Compound Effect, which has got to be one of the greatest listens that I've ever listened to.
Oh, I've got to listen to that one next on my wish.
For me, it's a game changer. It's an absolute game changer for me. I'm going to go back and re-listen to it. But as I listen to the High Performance podcast every week, this week's is Dr. Sabrina Cohen-Hatton. And she's a firefighter and a psychologist, and she works in London, and but she was homeless when she was young. And I thought it linked in a little bit with the Big Help project of how people had helped and supported her and stuff like that. Yeah, Sam, definitely 100% get it. And it's how she went from being 15, 16, sleeping rough for 2.5 years, and now she's one of the lead firefighters in the country and doing this stuff. And she's just phenomenal. Just the way she speaks. So I'd massively recommend the High Performance podcast to anybody. A new one comes out every Monday, so it's like a little hour. You can a nice little hour just to listen to. So that's what I'm listening to. So that's whizzed fast.
Yeah, hasn't it?
Yeah. Congratulations on your 16 months, Fran, which is whizzed as well. Massively whizzed.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I think I've grown professionally by being around people like you, both of you. And I genuinely mean that. The other professionals in the networking group as well. It's been a really good experience.
Brilliant. I love that.
And I don't think you realise what you bring to the table though as a person, and your positive, calm energy all the time. No, really, honestly. I really don't think you get the value of you.
Yeah,
and you
thank you
so much.
100%. I second that massively. So I want to say a massive thank you for giving your time. Good luck to all the dancers who are going to find out who their partners are tomorrow, which is super exciting. And we will share some of the stories and the socials and things like that. When it all gets, the big reveal is on, we can share it all with everybody, and how people can get involved, you know, in any of the Big Help projects that you're doing, you know. If anybody wants an introduction, you know, please let us know. If anybody's got anything that they want to donate, we can pick it up and drop it off, or, you know, anything like that. So Fran, we're going to hand it over to you for your closing quote or the mantra that you live by.
It's what my nan always used to say. It's from little what is it? From little acorns the great oak trees form. And I feel that's quite resonates very well with the Big Help project, and I think it's still growing.
It 100%. Brilliant. Thank you very much, and we will see everybody next week. Thank you, Fran. Thank you, San.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
See you later.